All right. That should be. Oh, I need to find the transition button. There it is. Yay, I did it. Okay. Josh, did you start music? I don't have anything playing, but welcome
Not
back,
yet.
everybody. There it is. I can see things moving soon. Welcome back to another week of Cyorion Chronicles. We're playing in our Monday campaign, the Queen's Frost Crown. And this week, Sarah's going to do our recap after our introductions. We'll reverse it this week, and we'll start on this side with Nate. With Nate. We're starting with Nate.
Hi. Wasn't expecting this. Hi, I'm Nate.
On your toes.
I play Soren, the half-elf rogue blade singer.
And next to him is Doran.
Hey everyone, I am Zach, aka Doran, the Dragonborn Barbarian.
And next to Zach is Sarah.
Hi, I'm Sarah, and I play Max Mill, the Tiefling Sorcerer.
And with Sarah in the same frame is Magic.
Hello, everybody. My name is Magic, and I play Tarak, the half-orc, half-dark elf monk.
Ooh, that's the first time you said it in the intro.
Yes.
Oh.
So we learned something new last week.
And then finally on the end, we have Josh.
Hi, everybody. My name is Josh. I play Diggin, the Warforged Rogue.
All right. And Sarah, why don't you take it away with a little recap of what happened last week?
So, last week, we started off by meeting Tarak's uncle, and Tarak was shell-shocked and explained that he heard stories when he was a kid about how his dad went on this expedition, and he was a member of a scouting party sent through a portal, and the portal vanished and trapped his dad on the other side, and his father and his mom met. His dad was a dark elf and his mom was an orc, and the dark elf was captured by the orc, but then they escaped and ran away and had a lovely little kid together.
Aww.
Lovely is not the word I'd use, but okay.
Hey! Tarak feels offended.
For some reason.
And we learned a lot about Tarak's father and uncle's home area, called Eterna. It was a strange place. There was this big sea that was deadly, and it was quote unquote beautiful and terrifying. And they found portals, went through the portals. The uncle went through a day later than the father, which is why they winded up in different places, because Tarak's father ended up in our world, Cyorion, and his uncle, Tasoj, ended up here, wherever here may be, Kusoba. And we learned a lot of cool things about Kusoba, right. Diggin. Diggin, our lovely Warforged, was out of count for like half of the session, and we read his mind, but that kind of hurt. And then he woke up not remembering anything, and is completely lost on where he is, who he is, if he even is a he, because there seem to be several people within Diggin. It's odd. That's the best way I can put it. And what our current goal is that we are going to try to go into Kusoba Prime, which is the city that's... Well, they call it both Kusoba Prime and Kusoba proper.
That's Ben, the DM, having issues. Not the game. They call it Kusoba proper because it's like the central part of the city. It'd be downtown if there was a downtown.
We gotta go downtown, ladies and gents. And
Downtown.
and the plan was and is that a group of younger people, and most of the people will go with us to travel into the city, but there is a group of distractors who will distract the roaches, which are these terrifying and ugly insect creatures. And those magic users distracted, including Tarak's uncle, may he rest in peace if his sacrifice goes on. Anyways, we were traveling and we made our way almost to Kosoba proper, but we came across this strange, lively tavern, and that's where we left off.
Okay. Thank you very much, Sarah. Round of applause.
From works.
We all get to enjoy Sarah's recaps every week because she is the resident lore keeper extraordinaire.
Yes, yeah.
Instead of me getting to hoard all that lovely, juicy note taking to myself, we decided to share it on stream today. Also, because we were talking about lots of stuff and running behind. So you guys are out in the middle of the mushroom forest, around 3 o'clock. The best you can tell, tracking time in this place where most of you it's very foreign to you. The crystalline structures on the surface of the cave or the surface of the ceiling make it very difficult to tell what time it is. But for the last week you've been here, it seems to be on a regular cycle of the light beam coming on from the central spire on top of the massive dome in Kosoba. That the daylight essentially shines in here for about 12 hours a day. So partway through the day, as you guys are coming towards when you would normally be ending your journey for the day and setting up camp, you spot a lively tavern alongside the path heading into central Kosoba. The roaches you spotted earlier in the day crossing the plains back to the east, to the town where the Soj said that they had kept them, or that they had conquered and ruled. And you figure right now, having not spotted anything and your scouts not seen anything, this may be worth investigation. The tavern is nestled among a grove of these large mushroom trees, covering it up from the ceiling. There's lots of shade. The lights inside the tavern flicker like candlelight and reflect off the underside of the mushrooms. And you can hear music coming from inside as you guys are off on the road. Probably a good 60 feet off of the road is where the tavern rests, and you guys were coming down the road, and you're a couple of 100 feet down the road looking into the distance and seeing this tavern. But you spotted it well before you were within range of anybody inside of it to just look out and see you. What would you all like to do?
What does it look like it's made of?
An investigation check for me.
Oh, I forgot my dice. Hold on. I'll just click it on the stream thing.
Okay.
Investigation. That is gonna. Oh God.
Oh,
Natural one.
and that's why we use
5.
real dice. Yep, that's what I get.
That's what I have my weighted dice for. Let me go get those.
So
I mean, it appears to be wood. So with a 5, you can tell that it looks like it's made of wood. What type of wood, you're not sure exactly. Very hard to tell.
Okay. Have we seen any trees that bear wood in this place?
No.
'Cause as far as I remember, it's just mushrooms.
Yep. The only thing you've seen are these mushroom trees that initially looked like trees day one when you arrived, but you all quickly discovered that they were in fact mushrooms. The wood on this structure is foreign to this place.
Are any who are the guides or the people who were there before us? Who are the ones with us right now?
Yep, you have Illyria and most of the younger population, a few elder population, and then a select handful. You didn't note when they were kind of drawing lots and discussing who was going to go, a lot of them were volunteering to go fight the roaches and to hold off. They actually had to draw lots for who would protect the caravan making their way to Kosoba proper. Most of them were encouraged to go fight to protect their families. So it was a little uplifting. There was a lot of people kind of resigned to the fact that they got stuck with this job and didn't get to die in glorious battle saving their people. But you have about 24 individuals with you from the camp that are not combatants. And then 8 people with you besides Illyria that are out to defend this small force that's trying to make their way. The majority of the camp, the vast majority of the camp, had to go deal with the roaches.
Tarak approaches her. Illyria, have you had any clues that there are others here that there was something like this? We had thought this place deserted, other than just some roaches or monsters that we've encountered.
Aside from the roaches, we obviously thought you were a threat when we first encountered you. No. Although the roaches keep their perimeter outside of these woods, this grove, I should say. We've never been in this far, so we don't really know what's beyond here. They may be that the roaches are trying to push into this place, and that whoever inhabits it is able to keep them out.
Or these are like those slime things that impersonated people.
That is also
It seems
great
more likely
concern.
that this is likely some sort of trap. I mean, if we're behind enemy territory.
We do know that the roaches have been trying to find something. They've all been searching and working through the area, and we don't know what they're looking for, but they serve some greater purpose, and they've not been able to penetrate the city either.
These creatures,
Do we
are they
see-
intelligent?
Yeah, do we see any outlines of peoples themselves, or just noises that we're hearing are giving us the just idea that there's some going on?
Eyes of the Eagle, Tarak, yes, there are people moving around inside the tavern. To answer Soren's question, whether or not they're intelligent, we believe that there is some leader of the roaches, some hive mind that controls them from back in their citadel, but we've never attacked it directly. We've mostly just kept them at bay.
Right. Very disconcerting.
Very. And
I would prefer not to run into those creatures again.
Maybe this tavern is the thing keeping them away?
possibly, if you would like to investigate it, we will set up camp further opposite. And she points behind her this way into the grove, where it's a little more secure and not near the tavern. So if you have a place you need to retreat to, we'll have guards on the ready to help defend you. But as you're all about to set up camp anyways, we would likely set it up away from this tavern.
Right. If we're interested in scouting, I can send Astrid in, have her look around.
Seems
Okay.
like a safe bet.
All right. She peers on my shoulder and... All right. Do your thing. Do what you can find. Come back if you get dangerous.
She kind of gives you a look. Last time having apologies for the dogs going nuts in the background. They must be chasing something. Astrid gives you a bit of a look, as the last time you sent her somewhere did not end well for her. As she turns to jump off of your shoulder, you get a tail across your face. And she leaps down and haughtily and slowly walks instead of using her wings, and just saunters up to the tavern.
Okay, I take over and just
As soon as
we're
you take
100 feet
over,
away, right?
yeah, as soon as you kind of take over, you get the very. It's much more of a feeling since you're not seeing this, but whatever magical spirit that you've contacted and made friends with and is your familiar, in your mind's eye as you take over, you kind of get this look, just a.
Again, you're familiar. Good to know. All right. So yeah, kind of just
And as you
Send
take
her
over,
flying.
she will listen to your commands, and she gives in after she got her last word in.
Send her to fly, kind of do a quick perimeter aerial view, and then see if there's like a window that she can look through.
Yeah, the roof area is, I mean, the roof itself is wooden shingles. Seems to be in good shape. As she gets higher, the mushrooms are thick. The canopy's very thick here and shaded. so she can't really see any issues or anything like threatening on top of it. She has night vision or dark vision anyways, but it's just wooden shingles and it seems to be in good condition. Behind the rear side of the tavern, there's a few barrels for storage, some other things kind of stacked up in boxes and crates behind the tavern. And then as she comes down towards the front, she's hearing much more clearly than you hear through her ears. Laughter, music happening inside of the tavern. And she comes up to a window of not stained glass, but paneled glass. There's bits of wrought iron kind of twisted through, and then the glass is laid into it. Appears to be ripply and wavy, and it's a little difficult to see through. But looking through it, she kind of gets herself up close and peers over the edge and looks inside. She can see an orc behind the bar working alongside just this massive creature. You can't really tell what it is from here, but the orc appears to be telling this very, very tall creature what to do, and it kind of lugs back to the back room, squeezes through a doorway. And you see at least 8 patrons inside the tavern talking. There's a couple people gambling. There's a minstrel over by the hearth just playing softly on a lute, and a couple people milling about having things to eat and drink.
Okay. And they seem to be having like real conversation, not like groaning and saying like, help me, pain.
No, they're make a perception check.
Okay. With oh god, I don't remember her stats. I'll just roll d20, and I don't know what the bonus is. 14 plus something. I forget where the thing is.
14 plus something is good enough. Even with the plus 2, the DC was 15. So, yeah, through the din of the regular conversation, she's able to listen and pick out bits of actual conversation. People talking about expecting different shipments to come in. There appears to be a merchant in there talking. There's folks talking about traveling, asking about the weather up north. They appear to be having real conversations.
Okay, good to know. Then I guess I'll just pull her back and tell everybody that.
So there's people here.
And they're talking about the weather?
Yes, it's strange. It
What
doesn't seem
seems
real.
to be the problem?
Oh, Diggin,
There's
We don't know if it is
we
a problem.
thought we were alone here, but apparently there are other people here.
Where there shouldn't be.
There are plenty of people here.
No, not the people from the camp, Diggin. This whole city here was supposed to be an abandoned area. This tavern is an anomaly.
Noted.
Soren, are you sure this was not an illusion?
Actually, that's a good question. How to phrase this? Would my scouting with my familiar have been able to figure out whether this was illusory by like touching it or anything like that?
Yeah, as she landed and placed her hand against it and looked in, her hand touched wood, and her face pressed against cool glass.
Okay. So then, yeah, I mean, it seems as though it is physical material. I don't know if it's magically conjured or something of that sort, but
that doesn't sound right, but at the same time, it may be the sort of magic that could help us.
maybe.
You're right. Perhaps it can help us leave this cursed place.
Yeah, if they got wood, if they have shipments, as you said, Soren, then maybe they have some way of communicating with the outside world, or maybe they just think that they're going to be shipments.
Maybe.
And why would people be here and frolic and stay in the tavern and that?
Well,
I mean, think about it.
Is there any other place to stay?
When do you go to a tavern? When you are traveling, which let's be honest, it's pretty fucking hard to get here, as we've established. If you are looking to have a good time with friends, after work or something of that sort, people don't live here. This is a demon cockroach-controlled city of ruin, as far as we can tell. I don't know, my curiosity is piqued, but this seems dangerous.
Yeah.
I mean, did you feel anything threatening through your familiar?
No, it's not so much that. It's more just piecing things together. It seems as though it doesn't make sense that this would be here, of all places. Or so that it wouldn't be safe if it was here. We've already seen something that can duplicate, entire people as bait. This feels like bait.
At this
This
point,
is not
you all
right.
watch as a human walks out, stumbles out the front door of the tavern, laughing at somebody back inside, hiccups, holds his own for a second, looks like he's about to vomit. Then it kind of shakes it off. Ugh. Walks
Hide.
over, puts his hand on the side of the bar, or like the side of the railing up next to it, and leans kind of away from you all and starts to urinate off to the side of the tavern. And he's kind of going, oh.
So how far are we from the tavern?
About 120 feet. You're quite a distance.
Okay.
He's just
Hiding.
over there going,
Far enough.
oh.
Yeah. Rock kind of just averts his eyes of the eagle and says, I did not have to see that.
Oh, you got every little detail, didn't you?
And little is right, my friend.
I
Yeah.
was going to say.
Gets his britches back up and, oh yeah, I need another one. There's room now. And walks back into the tavern.
What is this place?
Maybe they're on break.
Maybe they're
Maybe
unionized.
they are. Maybe they're cursed.
Um,
Maybe
That's
they're
very
fake.
possible.
after a moment, your familiar comes flitting back, complaining, just mumbling to herself in her own mind. And then as you look at her and see her coming back, she kind of goes,
Yeah. Told as much. All right. Go have a rest.
she disappears. Poof.
All right.
Well,
It feels like it'd be a bad idea to go in, but it also feels like it'd be a bad idea to ignore that it exists.
I mean, if they have rooms, it would be better than sleeping on the ground again. Just
Yeah.
saying.
What if it's some sort of mimic thing and it'll eat us when we get inside?
I mean, that guy left and went back in of his own volition. If it was a mimic, you couldn't do that.
Maybe
What if
he's a
it was
part of it.
part of, like a tendril, some sort of
Oh,
puppet?
I don't know.
I
I don't
do
know how
not believe
mimics
I
work.
would want to spend a night in that place. It seems strange.
Yeah, but it may be our only option of finding more out, you know?
I mean, if there are people in there, it would be a good opportunity to ask them about where we are, what this is, and if there is a way back home.
That's a fair point.
And maybe they have food?
Food, I wouldn't say no
Non-mushroom
to.
for once?
I mean, at this point, I know I'm not the best decision maker because I usually make bad decisions, but my curiosity is kind of getting the better of me. And I kind of want to know what's going on.
I
But
mean,
if everyone thinks that that's a really stupid idea, you know,
Well,
we could split up.
we could go in for a drink, just a drink, get the vibe of the place, and if it is something we feel is dangerous, then we leave. It's as simple as that.
Maybe not drink.
Well,
Ask
maybe not.
questions.
Yeah.
Illyria,
Yes.
if you don't mind, you're going to be
Mhm.
setting up camp nearby, right?
In the thick part of the woods, way over there.
Wait. We don't come out in. I just look at everybody. If we're not out by tomorrow this time, come and find us, please.
Absolutely.
Or burn the whole fucking building down. I don't really care. Fine. Let's
Try
go.
to get us first before burning down the building.
Yes,
I-
I would
Oh, yes,
prefer
obviously
doing
that
so.
first.
We'll check on you first. Yeah.
Thank you.
Maybe send
Diggin will
one
put away a
person
torch.
Send one person to come and find us, and if they can't find us, then and that person also doesn't come back, then burn it all down.
I've got the strategy. Thank you.
Very well. If you all feel like it is a good idea,
Never said that.
Never
It's
said
just-
that.
it is the better of two bad ideas.
There we go.
Very
That's a good
well.
way to put it.
I'm
Yeah.
not even sure I agree with that one, but it's just an idea rather than
Diggin looks out to the woods. Better than the cockroaches.
also.
Better than the cockroaches. Wait.
Things. Whatever they are.
Do we know what like cockroaches actually are? Like just the actual insect?
Oh yes, the actual
Yeah.
insect exists.
That's a thing. Okay, cool.
Would Dickon know what are cockroaches?
Oh
No.
I imagine. Well,
no.
I don't know. Do not know what a cockroach is. Better than those things.
Ah, darn, I thought you. Alrighty. Well, we're not drinking, right? Because that may.
We are. Yes, I do not wish to have anything to drink in that place.
it's fair.
Okay. You guys start to approach the pub, the tavern.
Does it have a name? A sign
It
we can see
does.
as we get.
You guys approach this. Looks a little bit gaudy and run down. Let me do something fun here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 3. 1, 2, 3. Thorin, what's something that catches your eye about the exterior of this pub as you approach it?
Ooh. Oh boy. I don't know anything about architecture, but I'm imagining a very like Disneyland-esque kind of picture where they have like almost like that kind of weird mix of like colonial style with like pillars everywhere, but like the little awnings that kind of end in like I don't know. It's weirdly quaint is what I'm trying to get at for how not quaint this place is.
Everything's that hideaway green color.
Yeah.
Out of sight green, whatever that color is called.
As you get underneath a couple of the awnings near the pillars, you see the sign of the Second Blossom Tavern, and you feel compelled to enter.
Go inside.
Karak looks at it.
What do we see?
This looks much better than it did from far away. It's not nearly as bad as I had expected. Let's go inside.
Inside, it is bright, vibrant. The place is lively. There's about 12 total people in here. You can see a couple people up on one of the balconies near where the tavern rooms would be, playing games and having good drinks. The minstrel kind of picks up with a little heightened pace of a song and seeing the new friends come in. And you look and see a large female orc giving orders to an ogre behind the bar that's walking down towards some sort of storeroom. The ogre grunts and goes in very drawl kind of conversation. Is like, yeah, I gotcha. And that's large orc female turns and sees the group and goes, "All right, friends, welcome. Good to see ya. This is the Second Blossom Tavern. It's a pleasure to have new faces here. You can call me Jasmine. You need any assistance? Folk here are nice. The food's warm. The drink is cold. And promise you'll have a good time. You all need a place to stay for the night, or are you just stopping in for a quick bite?
Remains to be seen.
Means to be.
Really?
I don't know.
No, I mean, start with a quick bite and see where it leads from there.
All right. Well, we've got some We got some good beef that recently came in, salt beef. We make a couple of steaks out of that. That's really good. There's always fresh fish from the river. That's quite tasty. We've got a couple root vegetable stews available for any people who are more vegetarian.
That
My
fantastic.
I
Keep the
apologize.
veggies to yourselves. I will have the meat, one of each, and your best ale.
We said
All right. Now,
What?
really quickly, you're
But this place looks
So you are drinking now?
so good, and so it looks comfortable. Look at the
There's-
food. Smell the
There's no
food.
harm in having a drink with your dinner. In fact, I'll have the same, please. Yes.
oh, very good. Now, you have to forgive me. It's just me and Gorog back there that kind of get everything done, and we have a little bit extra to lift. Do you think your metal friend there? He's a Yurig, right? And they're usually pretty stout. Could he give us a help back in the kitchen real fast? We'll knock it off the bill. We'll take like 15% off your bill.
Diggin, do you mind assisting them?
He-
as long
he
as you're
nods.
comfortable with it.
Yeah, he nods and just goes back there.
All right.
Do I have
Well,
to
thank
ask,
you.
This is the second blossom. Your name's Jasmine. Who's the first blossom?
Oh no, the second blossom is the name of the tavern. I am not a blossom, as you can see. Most people don't think of me as a lovely flower. Hey, keep it down. I'm trying to talk to the new guests. Hey, Criminy. No, I'm not a blossom. That's very apparent. The first blossom was my mom's tavern, and that was way back in the homestead. But yeah, let me.
What was that?
Well, I apologize. I'll be happy to answer your questions in a moment. If you please, just let me get your food and drink together, and then we'll have a nice chat. And she turns and heads to the kitchen and immediately starts getting to work. You can hear pots clamoring. The ogre kind of goes back there. A couple minutes later, you see Diggin walking out with plates full of food.
Diggin just waves from the back and walks back.
I would like to turn to Tarok and look in his eyes and see if I see that he's like charmed or anything. Like go in and like open them and see if I can see any signs of magic or something.
Sure, make an Arcana check.
Because I'm like, you were very much not of the mind to have their drink or their food. I rolled an 11, but I have in addition to it if my character sheet would load. An Arcana check, you said?
Yeah.
That's a 15.
Okay. Rock seems to be in good spirits. Maybe.
It has been a while since I have seen another orc, and we have been traveling. It seems like a reasonable idea to just have some refreshments. Yes, I misjudged the place.
All right. Interesting.
Well, I'm going to go get us a table. I wouldn't want to order any food before they arrive, so come find me. I'll go sit in kind of like by one of the windows, I guess, if there's an open table.
Before
For who
who
arrives?
arrives?
Gone.
Thorin's walked off at this point.
That was odd.
I mean, I know that Illyria asked us to wait here until tomorrow, but I didn't
that's
think we
what he
were
meant.
expecting anyone
Maybe,
tonight.
maybe that's what he meant.
Diggin sees Soren head off to the other table and comes over and grabs the food tray and Diggin. At this point, you're probably kicked on to helping out mode.
Sure.
So,
Rock joins Soren and waits for his food and drink.
Max would like to look around and see if, like, just get the general vibe of the room. Who else is in there? What else there is to see? If there's anyone we can talk to.
as you all kind of start sitting and you're taking a look around, a gentleman comes over to the group of you that's sitting as you're kind of taking a look, Maximiel, and he leans in and he's got a lyre with him. And goes, can I play you all a song? Do you mind?
Please do.
It's a pleasure to meet you all. I'm Flamebird. They call me the silver-tongued liar. And if you don't mind, I'll entertain you this evening. There's a hat right over there for your tips and your generosity. Thank you. And he breaks into a
Liar or
Ly.
Lyre?
Ly. Liar, like the instrument, see. Silver-tongued because of the quick tongue, and then the fact that I carry a lyre with me everywhere. Don't look too far into it. No, just and don't look too far into the tip hat. I would like a little extra if you don't mind. Then he begins to play a song.
Name.
So Flambird begins to play for you all. Looking around, he's actually very good. You've heard a couple other bards in taverns in Busat specifically. They tend to get a little worse the farther you get out. Occasionally you'll find a gem somewhere that's just an amazing performer. This is a wonderful performance. Probably one of the best you've heard in quite a while, frankly. A large distance from the tavern drinking songs and the revelry of mercenaries and soldiers that you guys have been around for the last few weeks. Slightly different, obviously. I'm speaking mostly to like the Hammers of Midatona and traveling with those folk. Obviously, the Amafea were a little bit different. They didn't have the drinking songs and the revelry. So looking around the room, Maximil, you spot an additional 8 people besides the ones already listed, besides Jasmine and Flambird. You do spot a couple half-elves having a conversation with a tabaxi. You see a Goliath woman arm wrestling with the ogre now at the bar after the ogre had like brought some things up and absolutely dominating this poor ogre. You spot a what did I write in this note? Give me a second. You see an air genasi, pretty young looking too, which is they're not uncommon in Cyorion, so they're just sorry, I should say they're not unheard of, but they are very unique when you see them. But you see a young air genasi and a couple other halflings and a dwarf, but a good mix of characters. About, let's see, what did I say total in the tavern was? 11 total people in the tavern.
Mm-hmm. Not including us.
Not including you.
Okay. Is the air genasi sitting with anyone?
No, she's actually reading a book to herself.
Oh. What's the book? Can I see from here?
Make a perception check to see if you can read it from this distance.
That's a natural one.
Oh, no.
A lot of those going around today.
Yeah.
You cannot.
She's like holding the book all the way over so nothing can be seen of the cover.
Yeah, she actually, as you roll a natural one, how do you fail spectacularly trying to investigate this book?
I kind of like lean over the table as like a drink is getting put down and I accidentally hit the drink and spill some of it onto me and make a bit of a fuss as it falls to the floor and I try to grab it before it clatters.
She like sees you looking and sees the mistake and kind of just turns her book a little bit further away from you and gets back into the conversation. She goes,
Oh, she went back.
First time drinking Maximil.
Obviously not. And I'm not even drinking any of this.
Diggin rushes over.
Not half bad. You should try.
After what happened last time I drank, I think I'll just stick to lemonade or something.
Yeah, Diggin rushes over with a towel in his tray, grabs the cup from Maximil, kind of wipes off the table, puts it back on there, bows his head a little bit, and then goes back to the back.
You know, I know he's normally a murder bot, but there's maybe a good job for him as a service bot too.
It does
Hey,
seem to have the ebbs and flows of, personality. was that time where he was very concerned about all of our well-being for a while. That was very interesting.
Oh yeah, that was weird.
Dr. Diggin is in.
Actively worried about us. It was fascinating. I was so interested for the, what, 3 days it was?
Probably less. I like look back over to the Air Genasi. Is she acting any different?
Nope, she's turned back to her book and is just quietly reading.
Is she cute?
Yeah, she's actually, frankly, pretty attractive. Most Air Genasi, one of their wonderful features, and you see the same thing here, the pages of her book are fluttering slightly as if there was a breeze about her. Her hair kind of flows back over the chair and lifts a little bit every now and again. If there's a light breeze, it's this very light blue tinted hair. She's caught up in this book, large, wide, silvery eyes, just staring deep into the book. I'm very interested in what she's reading.
And nobody here is paying attention to that?
Oh,
In the tavern?
everybody seems fine with the fact that she's sitting there reading a book and there's a little bit of breeze around her.
I'd like to go and chat with her, maybe? Or
I-
sit next to
I-
her?
I more meant the fact that there's an attractive woman reading a book in a bar with a bunch of drunk guys and no one is bothering her.
Nobody seems to be messing with her. But yes, that is a very weird situation. And it's a
Did
tavern, I
find
guess.
that to be weird?
Frankly, no.
Okay. Having lived in the
taverns-
city, like, is that normal behavior? Because to me, that's not normal.
If someone is reading a book in a crowded tavern with drunks and is not being bothered, she's probably made an example of somebody already.
Okay.
That's your experience with it.
Fair point. Good. Okay.
As you're getting up to leave, Max, Jasmine comes back with a tray of drinks, Diggin following behind with main courses. He kind of sets the table down for you. Oh, you had a look around. I see Flambard is over here, trying to lighten your coin purse a little bit. I hope you don't mind. He's a local, and we really do appreciate having him here.
I'll flick him a gold coin.
Thank
See
you.
if he
Paolo.
catches it.
He does. The song stops. He catches it. Shall I sing a song of your homeland? Where are you from?
Busat.
I know a few. And he goes into. He sings.
You've been
No, not personally, but I've sung songs from all over the world. Personally, from Lamindor myself, down in the south. I hail originally. Oh my gosh, Benjamin. How are you forgetting the name of the kingdom?
You made it.
I made it! I can't remember. It's one kingdom that I love so much and I don't do much stuff from, so I always like to put people there. Oh my goodness. This is embarrassing. I've never been this,
The
like...
Charolais Kingdom?
No, that's a Wood Elf area. No, he is, originally I hail from the rolling hills of the Threst Protectorate. Beautiful region in the south of Lamindor. Have you been? The horses there are amazing.
A long way, though, it seems.
Yes,
How did you come here?
I've traveled far and wide. The silver-tongued liar gets around. Everybody loves to see me. But allow me to sing you a song of Busat. And he sings a fine fisherman's tune that is commonly heard in taverns in Busat. It's pretty much a staple, talking about the fishing merchants of Busat and the busy lives of the docks there.
Do I recognize the song?
Absolutely, yes.
Does he get it right?
Let's give him a performance roll. Let's see how he does. You've watched a lot of bards in your time try to perform songs, especially with a large repertoire. Most of them are very good. He is particularly good, especially when he starts to stumble on a couple of the lyrics, and he keeps the flow and the tune going while keeping it on the same story. But he stumbles on a like one line of a verse, and he keeps the rhyme going pretty well.
As
But-
he performing.
Yeah.
I'm going to look to Soren real quick and say, didn't Jasmine say he was a local?
Oh, she didn't he?
That seem weird to you?
Very. This whole place seems odd, but, it's a place to wait, I suppose.
I hope the food
I'm
is good.
curious to see what the lunch is like, though. I am getting a bit peckish.
You guys are brought out cube steaks that have been fried, so like chicken fried steak. They're mushed down nice and flat and then breaded. There's a heaping plate of steamed vegetables that it's for the table to share, and fresh bread. But Maximil, lunch didn't seem interesting to you. An air genasi sure did, though.
Yeah.
As you approach, you start to feel the salty, sweet breeze kind of just that's in the air around her, kind of moving. Hits your nostrils, and it's very refreshing.
Diggin kind of just brushes by. Excuse me.
Bye. Hi there, miss. It seems like you're very into your book. What you reading?
Oh, hello. Yes, quite interested in this book, actually. It's, I'm ashamed to say it's a bit smutty.
Ah.
Yeah. But it's kept me company for some time now. It's The Roommate with Red Hair. It's a story about two star-crossed lovers, I guess you would say, that find each other in a strange situation of being roommates for a time and sharing a flat in a big city. And then unfortunately one of them is called away, and then she feels the loneliness in her life, and it's her romantic tale of trying to go back out and find him. It's terrible. It's just horrible. At this point, you can see why she was covering the book. There's a woman on the cover of it that's drawn with this beautiful artwork, and she's got flowing red hair and wearing a negligee and standing across like an open living room, like peering out from a door, longingly at a male on a couch. And it is on the cover. It's an elven female with red hair. And the male is a half-elf male and with brown hair. And he just seems to be sitting on a couch like with a cup of something, and she's longingly looking at him from a distance. It's honestly horrible. I recommend it, but I don't read it in good company, is what I would say. Yes, it's quite a book.
We all have our own little things that secret pleasures, that sort of thing. I understand completely.
It gets you by when you're traveling on the road. Yes.
Are you traveling?
I am. Yes. I've come
Where from?
quite a ways. I had spent some time in Utancia. Was traveling on a merchant vessel. Made my way down to Limendor and was crossing the Ashahoya Desert. And then found myself in a strange place.
Oh, where?
And I'd been traveling with somebody who had various magical wares on their cart, and found myself in a strange crystalline cavern you wouldn't believe. But since I've found a good place to stop and read my book, I decided to stop here and read my book for a while.
And are you still in that crystalline cavern?
But yes, I'm assuming you walked in from the outside.
Yes. I just wanted to make sure that you know that you're here. Because I'm afraid that my friends are a little out of it. But they may just
That's
have
a
had too
very
much to
weird
drink.
question, but yes, I know exactly where I am. Thank you.
Oh, well, I was just making sure because, this tavern kind of seems like it's out in the middle of nowhere, doesn't it?
That's right outside of Kosoba proper, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a plenty large city there, and there's some strange things, but this is the safe place, as it were.
Okay.
You seem like an interesting person. Are you traveling?
Well, yes, I am.
Really? And where do you come from?
Oh, I've come from Ashahoya, the city of Katia.
Really? You lived on one of those things. Those are
Yes, I did.
amazing. I traveled very briefly. We spent about 3 days on one traveling south after we crossed from Busat, and then I took a carriage farther south, and just those are the most amazing cities. Cities hundreds of feet tall that walk across the desert. Unbelievable.
They are.
And you grew up there.
They're.
If you will allow her, she will continue to just ask you questions for like half an hour about the functions and how the cities work.
I respond to the best of my abilities.
The rest of you, kind of from the background, see Maximil get the woman does introduce herself as Gabel de Santos.
Mm-hmm.
And
Diggin will make his way. Uh-oh.
Oh no!
Camera's
She was writing something down and she disconnected.
Maybe lost power.
Maybe that's not good. Well, cameras are all going to be jacked up for a minute. We lost Maximil and Turok for a moment. There they are.
There.
They're coming back.
Sparks literally flew, caused a power outage.
Yeah.
No worries.
I hope you guys are okay.
What happened?
Yeah. Looks like Discord just crashed.
Yeah.
Oh, that happens on
We
occasion.
thought the power died.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Thanks. Okay.
So Gabel introduced herself, and after talking with you for just a moment, she's, please sit down. I have so many questions. And she grabs one of the oversized chairs and pulls it up next to you, and you both are she was sitting kind of looking towards the fire, reading her book, and now you're kind of sitting adjacent to each other, just leaned across your chairs, having a conversation, a small table in front of you. And Jasmine sees the two of you in good conversation, and she just kind of brings a plate of dried berries and fruits and things like that. Little snack bowl, really. And sets a couple glasses of wine down, just so you guys can enjoy yourselves. Doesn't really take an order, just has a good sense of what sounds good. And the wine does smell good. The food smells great, even the little snacks. Kind of feels like it would really just hit the spot. And the rest of you witness Maximil just kind of getting engaged in conversation, just having a nice chat with somebody. Nothing out of the ordinary. You all, if you really want to, you can feel free to roll insight checks, but it's exactly what we discussed on the surface level there.
Yeah, at some point as they're drinking and finishing up, I assume, Maximil, are you drinking wine?
I'm not eating or drinking right now.
Okay. That changes it a little bit, but he'll see that she is drinking, not Maximil, the other, and come in and kind of like take the empty glasses, wipe down the table, look at Maximil.
I'm good,
You're not
thank
going to drink.
you. I'm not really that hungry or thirsty right now.
Can I get you anything from the back?
No, thanks. It's hard to eat and talk at the same time.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay. And he'll go back to the back
He
and
said I.
wait, what?
Diggin said I.
Maybe. Walks back.
I don't know if this is like a thing I should notice or not.
Did any of the other ones catch this?
Nope.
Too far away.
Yeah, you guys are in another section. The
I didn't-
music's loud, the
didn't yell it.
conversation's loud.
Okay. Well, Tarak looks at Soren and Dorn and at Maximus. Our young one has found a new friend, it seems.
Yes, isn't that sweet?
About that time, as you're talking about new friends, an interesting figure walks over after beating poor Gorag for the third time in an arm wrestling match, and spies Doran from across the tavern. She goes, "You, Scarly one, come up here. I need someone with a little strength."
Okay, well, if you want to take on the arm wrestling champion of Woodland, I will be happy to oblige.
Well, that's a good title to uphold for someone with arms that I could break like a twig. Get on up here.
Oh, you may certainly try. Scarfs down last bit of steak is like protein pre-game.
Yes.
She's waiting up at the tavern, or at the bar for you. Looks over across and, Oh, what do you call yourself, Scaly? Little man thing?
My name is Doran.
Doran. Well, you win this one, I'll tell you my name.
Okay, you can play coy. Let's do this.
Give me an athletics check.
An athletics
Dice
check.
As I see them going at it, I want to like wait for the moment when they start to like actually like push against each other, and I want to cast minor illusion right next to the other person's face and just be like, just to see if they can be like, huh? And get distracted.
Athletics check. Let's go for it.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I don't think I need your help with that one, Doran. or
Between-
Soren. I'm Doran.
You're
between
Doran.
the 26, between the 26 and the fact that she rolled very low, she got a poor roll, and she's getting ready to like lean into it, and then you go, and she kind of goes, what? And then boom. All right, now tell me, are your friends getting in on this with you?
I have no idea what is happening with that. I specifically listen.
At this moment, Tarak comes over with 2 more mugs of ale and hands them to both of them.
Oh,
I think
that's a
this
good
deserves
friend.
another round.
That's a good friend. So,
I agree.
thank you, good friend. And she'll toast with you. Well, you've heard my name. It's Jaquel. It's a pleasure. Now let's see
My
if you
name
can
is
hold up
Tarak.
from. Oh, well, you earned my name with the drink. He earned my name by beating me.
Yeah. This was a pre-existing arrangement we had.
Oh, what? If you come in and beat a poor woman at an arm wrestling match, he comes over and brings you drinks. Is that it?
Oh, poor no. I mean, our pre-arranged agreement. And beat a poor woman. I just watched you best that ogre 3 times in a row. Come on, you're no
I
poor
can best
woman.
you too.
You're
And she
strong.
grabs you by the collar and throws you out of the tavern through the front door.
oh.
He just watches him fly.
So she tries to throw you out of the tavern.
Okay.
She tries to throw you out of the tavern and rolls a 2. So she throws you and you impact the wall next to the door. Her aim is completely off.
Tarak looks at her and's like, "Is that a common thing among you Goliath women?"
Oh, it
Remember,
is.
he was thrown by a Goliath woman
Just
a few episodes back.
you wait for the next thing, little one. And she kind of pulls her arms up over her head and gets into this massive flexing pose and just stares Doran down.
Doran stands up and kind of brushes himself off and just says, "Oh, what a woman!"
Make
Got,
a
one hand on a dagger, ready to throw it just in case.
make a
I was going to. If
make
he
a
gets
history
to a
check for me, Doran.
History check for
Yeah,
you?
make a history
Okay.
check for me.
Let me find my character button thingy again. History. Ooh, it's not great.
Ooh,
That's not bad. 16.
That's not bad.
Your DC was 14, so you did well.
Nice. I only have a +1, so.
As an out of character side note, this is this was introduced into Cyorion by our one other Goliath player who plays on our Sunday games, and I think this is from Full Metal Alchemist, but she is engaging in a traditional Goliath greeting from the northern shores of the steppes of Galea, and she is taking an aggressive flexing pose, and your expected response is to flex back at her.
Right. Then, as Doran recognizes this as a respectful greeting of the Goliath people, he is going to just.
large on him.
Okay, you cast enlarge on him, and Doran grows in size, and she kind of goes, "Oh!" And she takes another flexing step, taking another step towards you. And then with the third pose, she moves into a third pose and extends an arm for you to grasp onto.
Yeah, like the
Yeah.
yeah.
She takes it and then pulls you into a large hug and is like, this finally someone who can drink and fight, and let me buy you another drink, Mr. Doran.
Well, I will never say no to that, Jekyll.
And she takes Doran kind of over to the side of the bar and calls to Gorug to bring 2 large flagons. She brings out for the Goliath. Anybody who's proficient in nature or survival can roll a check for this.
Not digging.
17 survival for Doran.
Have this somewhere. I know I've saved this before. I just need to find the picture. Were you the only one proficient in nature and or survival?
Pretty sure.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I guess so.
Okay,
Nice.
the
I'm
rest of
proficient in
you,
both, but survival is the higher one.
the rest of you see. Gotta go find my picture really quickly. Give me a hot second, and I'll send you guys a picture to the lore chat so you can see it. But the rest of you see this massive horn that's probably half to 3/4 the size of Doran be brought out, and then just the ogre kind of pops the top off a cask and just pours all of the ale into this massive horn, and then grabs another smaller cask of what looks like whiskey or rum, some brown liquor, rips the top off that and pours it on top of it, and makes this very large, highly alcoholic drink. So you have seen a horn like this or heard of one like this before, Doran, probably through stories, or you may have seen one sometime before. This is the horn of a creature called a Marcradon. And I'm trying to find it. Here's my images for it. So this was inspired by a person named Endivinity on Twitter, Tumblr, Patreon. Come on. There we go. I was having issues getting it opened. I really want to share this because I love this picture and I made a whole creature just because of this artwork.
I know that feeling.
Quickest way to both Doran and Zach's heart: alcohol.
Yeah, apparently. Alright, so this is going in the lore and information chat here for you guys. So you can see it, and I will have it up on stream for our stream friends to be able to see this massive horn. But Doran, you know this beast because you've heard of them before.
Oh, jeez.
Wow.
The rest of you, unfortunately, don't know what the heck this is. And you just see this absolutely massive horn. It's quite horrifying, and we'll share it on stream for our friends. Again, that's was made by Endivinity. I found him on Twitter, Patreon, and it was just some art that I absolutely loved. So please check that creator out.
Anything with like the split jaw is just never
Right?
good.
It looks like an even more horrifying death claw.
And you got a 17 on that. Yeah, you've heard they're from some strange, like, cold place, possibly in northern Galea. You're just not sure, but you've definitely heard of the creature. And this is a horn of that creature that is now filled with gallons of alcohol.
Gallons, it's that big.
The rest of you enjoy this fun exchange of beating the crap out of each other, and then drinks and laughter from that side of the bar as Doran and Jaquel fall into some... Joran and Jaquel Battlebrine is her name. I'll put that in chat for you so you can see it. But yeah, some fun conversation from that side of the room.
Zorak approaches Soren You seem like a learned friend. Is that a normal thing? What just happened between those two?
Which part? The unrepentant violence or the drinking?
Well, I was referring to the violence, but let's start there.
You know, I don't entirely know, but I'm going to assume yes. It seemed to come very naturally to both of them.
Well, they do seem to enjoy it. I think we perhaps just leave them to themselves.
And so it does seem to be having fun, and Lord knows, does help with our reputation if people are afraid of us.
This place is growing on me by the mug, and
I thought you weren't going to drink. What happened to that?
I changed my mind.
Why?
It is not half bad. The ale is good, the warmth of the hearth, the music. We could use a good night rest. We've been through some pretty tough times.
I suppose.
At that point, Diggin
Another
comes
one?
to the table.
Yeah.
More drinks, friends.
By all means.
Not for me, I'm still waiting, but, how are you adopting to your, minimum wage lifestyle?
Yeah, it's okay. You don't want wine?
Do
No.
does Tarak notice the strange way, well, I should say the normal way in which
Yeah.
Diggin is now speaking?
Yeah, it catches you as a bit odd. He seems to really fit in here, though.
That's
You-
odd, too.
He turns and goes to the back and goes and gets an ale and brings it back. Drops it on the table. Goes out and starts servicing the other tables.
So the evening starts to come to a bit more of a close. Food's good. The drink's good as well. There's various card and dice games being played. You're all encouraged to enjoy yourselves and have a good evening. And towards the end of the night, as it's getting closer, Jasmine comes by with a few keys and hands out room keys to people that are purchasing a room for the evening.
We haven't
As-
paid her yet, have we?
Oh, yeah. She hasn't mentioned anything yet, and she's like, I gotta just get with me in the morning. You know, I know you're not gonna run out on me because I'll send Gorog after you, but we'll settle up in the morning. I don't like to worry about payments on the first night. And we'll see you in the morning, and I'll be able to settle up with you then. It just makes it easier for the liquor to keep flowing, and you all to have a good time, and then you pay me more the next day.
Seems weird to me.
But she hands out room keys for people. Doran. She kind of swings by, eyes you and Jaquel. Jaquel, you be needing anything else tonight? Looks at Doran. I'm assuming you've got your room covered, bud.
I don't know. I look back at the group. Do we get?
No, bud. And Jaquel puts a big arm around you. I've got your room covered. And she
Oh, there he goes.
she kind of takes Doran by the shoulder with an extra mug of ale in his hand and say goodnight to your friends. Good night, friends.
Oren,
Good night,
good
my
protection.
friend.
Night.
Don't forget your sword.
And she leads Doran upstairs. This massive gray toned skin with these two big blackish tattoos over her eyes, and she has the traditional, like we said, Amazonian missing one breast for the archery like the Goliath women do, and tattoos all up and down the arm. And she's dragging your mostly drunk friend up the stairs. And we'll let them go off and do their thing.
Oh,
Diggin waits.
Tarak kind of gets up. He downs his last bit of the ale, says, well, I doubt my night is going to be as exciting or scary as our scaly friends. But I think I'm going to rest for the night. I shall see you in the morning, my friends.
Yeah, that was thought.
And Tarag goes up in the room as well.
Okay. You all have individual rooms. As you and Cabell, or Gabel, sorry, I saw a C, but it is a G, Gabel. As you and Gabel are talking and just entranced in conversation in kind of the main area near the hearth, Jasmine starts to lock up the tavern as most of the people have left at this point. And she kind of closes the door and she's like, if you all keep talking, that's a stack of blankets and pillows. You pass out, you pass out. You know, enjoy yourselves. She leaves one extra bottle of wine that Gabel's already worked through one or two, maybe, on her own. And she keeps, like, going to pour some into your cup and looking back, and she just keeps chatting. She asks you questions about you ask each other about your travels. She tells you about the time she spent on merchant vessels and the different trade routes she's been on and all the places she's seen. And she asks you all about growing up in Ashahoya and what types of things you can do with your magic. She assumes that you're magical, and she kind of can sense it a little bit. Yeah, and you guys just have a wonderful conversation late into the night as all of you go to your respective rooms and drift off to sleep. And you wake to the smell of eggs, fresh wood on the fire, coffees and teas brewing the next day. A couple people coming in kind of early, and Maximil, you're woken up first. Gabel's asleep on the couch next to you, having drunk quite a bit more, and is just kind of got a little bit of drool coming out. The wind's going a little bit. The white hair is just kind of like glittering into the towards the fire a little bit. Looks like it might catch, but doesn't quite. Yeah.
Pull it away. Try to like comb it back or something. Braid it.
She is absolutely out cold.
Oh. Could we have a glass of water or something over here, please?
Jasmine's back behind the bar getting things ready and kind of looks up. Oh, hey, Tegan, grab a glass of water for her.
Tegan comes out from the back with a tray. Puts water down. Morning.
Thank you. You sleep? No, oh wait. Did you sleep?
Kind of just turns around and goes back.
Wonderful, engaging conversation with the robot again.
At this point, Tarak kind of comes down, stretching. Oh, I have not slept that well, and I do not remember. How was your night?
Oh, it was really nice. Had a nice sleepover. Truth or dare. Never have I ever. She's done a lot of things. Anyway, she won that.
Doran.
Come down a little bit after that.
Sure. Go ahead, then.
We're gonna just like kind of morning routine, sit, wake up, and then like do some training, and I guess just keep waiting.
Doran, you wake up in a strange bed with a person you barely remember. You look over, and then not you, no. Doran, not
okay.
Soren. Sorry, Doran. The person who went upstairs with the Goliath woman.
Right.
The sunlight coming in through the glass definitely kind of glints and hits the headache of the hangover a bit, kind of shining off her like alabaster skin. The tattoos in the swirling pattern on the right hand side of her face kind of offsets that a little bit as you rub the sleep out of your eyes. Just a fine, strong woman. And you up well before she is, and you can see the Markerdon horn empty on the floor next to you. And as she snores loudly.
Oh, where are my pants? looks up and sees them draped over like the archway of the room. Oh, okay. Gets dressed and heads downstairs.
The tavern kind of starts to pick up traffic a little bit in the morning. And the rest of you see each other all downstairs. I'm just getting ready to have some breakfast and have some conversation about what's been going on.
Tarak looks at Dawn. Ah, my scaly friend. You're not broken, and none of your scales seem to be missing.
Well, I wouldn't say that. And Doran stretches, and you can hear several vertebrae pop back into place as he's just like, oh. Listen, my friends. I know we are having to leave, but man, I had such a good time last night. Not speaking to anything else other than what we all experienced with the drinking and the food and the merriment. I think we should just stay for a little while longer, get some breakfast, and then maybe talk about going.
Well, we're not supposed to leave until, Illyria gets back. She'll meet us here at noon.
Oh, right.
Well,
Digging comes out with some food.
Lambert,
Places it
as
down.
Diggins coming out, goes, well, if you're all still here then for the day, how about another song? Little liven your steps from the sliver-tongued lyre in the morning.
Sure.
Beautiful. And he'll calmly start to play on his lyre by the fireside.
Is he...
You just work here then. You don't
Has-
live here.
I work here. Yeah, it's quite a good gig. Get lots of travelers. People come in, they pay well, they tip well. You can see the hat was pretty full last night, and it's empty. You could use a little more.
All right.
Can I tell if the bard is casting any magic as he's playing?
I'm making an Arcana check.
Okay. Plus. That's a 21.
Whew.
Nice.
That's a good one. There was I thought it was prestidigitation that could do it, but it's a low-level spell or a cantrip that he can use to like slightly amplify his voice. He's using thaumaturgy. Thank you.
Thaumaturgy.
I knew it was one of those two, prestidigitation and thaumaturgy. I just looked up prestidigitation instead of thaumaturgy. Using thaumaturgy to amplify his voice so it kind of carries over the din of the crowd a little bit. Especially as people start to step in, he like picks it up a little bit and makes sure that you guys can hear still over the dull roar as people start to come in. Mostly, sorry, not come in, but come down from rooms. Yeah, all the same people, they were there yesterday, for the most part, are coming down in various waves. Jasmine's got digging, working extra hard. He's been a real blessing. Thank you all again for loaning me your friend. When you don't have to sleep, I guess it makes it really easy to keep things nice and tidy around here.
Are you like having fun digging as much as the rest of us are?
I mean, yeah, of course.
What's wrong with your voice?
What?
I noticed that last night.
He said I.
And he sounds normal.
Oh, yeah.
Not his weird "I am digging" voice.
Yeah.
Or "we are digging."
Yeah.
Or
Digging is digging.
It is digging.
It's been we now lately.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Diggins kind of like slowly putting drinks down at the table.
Digging, are you feeling yourself?
Yeah, aren't you?
Hey, Diggin, what do you remember? From, like, outside the tavern.
I mean, weird rock place. Where we came in from.
Do you remember how we got to the rock place?
Well, I mean, we're here.
So
So,
How did we get here?
By walking, like kind of confused, and then like they need help, and here's your drinks, and then shuffles off to the back.
I'm gonna pull my book out and just ritual cast detect magic.
There's an air of magic in this place, mostly the thaumaturgy. There's something enchantment wise going on in the kitchen, and as you kind of peer back and see things, you can see that Jasmine may actually be a little bit proficient in magic, as there's knives and it looks very much like the housewares cleaning the house themselves from Disney movies. You know, she's got bits of the kitchen kind of doing their own work and trying to help out in there, so she's got a little bit of enchantment going back there.
Anything
But no,
with digging?
No, nothing particularly with Diggin. He seems absolutely normal in terms of magic.
can I try to read his mind?
Yeah.
Okay. Just surface level right now. Like, what's his immediate thoughts as he's going around?
There's nothing there for you to latch onto. It's just, there's no real thoughts.
That's weird.
I'll dig in.
Hey, Diggin, make a wisdom saving throw for me, please.
Those are
You can do it.
for the pawn alone.
Hey, it's 7.
I'm in. All right, dig in. What are you thinking?
Actually thinking about being incredibly busy. There's way too much to do. I'm only one person, and they need my help. And it's just a singular voice.
Interesting. I let them know this ASAP.
This is crazy.
I'm sorry. He said he's thinking to himself, "I'm only one person."
Yeah,
And there was only
Fucking
one
when?
voice.
and only one voice. He's like, "Oh, I'm so busy. I can't do all of this. I'm only one person." And he's like, and has one voice in there instead of like the 60 some that I heard earlier. I think.
My wife is going to be so confused when she hears about all this.
I'm sorry, did your mic break up for anybody else, or was that just me?
I didn't hear that very
Was it
well.
me?
Sorry. Yeah, sorry. Try it one more time for me, Soren.
Oh, just remarking about like how weird all this is. Just my wife is going to be so confused when she hears all this.
Doran, familiar hand claps you on the shoulder. Oh, I see you were up before me. I tell you, I haven't had that good of a night at the second bosom in a long time. I'm gonna go get something to eat and drink at the bar there. I'll be back.
Bosom.
The second bosom?
And she's kind of heading off towards the bar.
The second
She did say that
blossom.
wrong, right?
Yeah.
I go outside and I check the sign.
Okay. The sign as you like walk outside, first being clear, the tavern is in the same place. Like you open the door, there's the crystalline cavern at the top. The daylight is on, and you turn around, and the light helps illuminate the sign, the second bosom, and then there is a large set of knockers with a corset holding them together on the sign.
Who was the first bosom, I wonder? But originally was Blossom, correct?
That's correct.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
No.
I go back inside and tell them.
No, there's no way. It was Blossom.
Go check for yourself.
That's so weird.
You just run outside. Check for
Soren, did you
yourself.
run out?
Yeah.
Soren, it says the second blossom.
No, it says the second Blossom.
No, it doesn't. I just went out there and checked.
My word, are you dyslexic?
I'm not dyslexic. I've been teaching you how to read this.
Tarak gets up and he walks out. Takes a look at the sign.
different language.
Yep, it says the second blossom, and then there's a nice large flower at the bottom of the sign.
Tarak,
March back.
you had too much to drink, little one.
Drink last night. I go back out again, dragging Tarak with me to point.
To the big flower where it says the second blossom.
PLO.
I know how to read common.
I know, but I mean, I want to make sure we're seeing the same things here. That sign.
There was a corset with a lady figure there 2 seconds ago when I went out to check.
We do not judge. And you did have a very nice conversation with a very attractive woman.
All right, look, that has nothing to do with it.
Have some water. And Tarak kind of brings her into the bar.
We did agree that this place was weird when you came here, right? Like, it wouldn't be weird that there's some sort of magic going on. We came into this.
Perhaps the slip of the tongue that she gave influenced you in some way. It is a bit not a big deal. It's just a mistake. Bosom.
Yeah.
I feel like you're being a little condescending to me.
Bosom.
Is anything
I
else?
go out and check again by myself.
You take one last look. There's a flower. It says the second blossom.
She kind of like gets angry to the point where she smells like the air before a storm, just really quickly, and then she goes back in.
Shoot it.
Make a wisdom saving throw for me.
Me?
Yes.
Ooh.
10.
Plus?
10. It's 10.
It's a flat 10.
You're pretty thirsty. Your throat feels kind of dry and pinched, like the frustration's just welling up in you.
I grab the water and I drink. It's the first thing I've had here.
It's calm. It's clear, cool water, and feels refreshing, and your throat feels a little bit better.
You should try some of the food. You'll feel better. You'll see better, too.
Gabelle at this point is kind of sitting up. She goes, yeah, I'll use some food too. She rubs the, big green eyes and kind of gets the sleep out of them. Oh my goodness, Max, what a night.
Your bosom
Fascinating
up.
reading.
What's that? Sorry, what was
Good.
it? Okay.
Are you sexualizing my friend?
I wouldn't dare. I'm just saying. They apparently named this establishment after her.
I'm sorry, but
Well,
water genasi don't mess with people from the land, my dear.
Water genasi?
And that's where we're going to take a break.
Okay.
what is this madhouse?
That's pretty good.
This is just gaslighting the episode.
Yeah, I feel bad.
Making me participate in getting my friends.
I know.
So we'll take a quick 5-minute break, and then we'll be right back. 5 or 10 minutes or so. Yeah, perfect.
My
Everybody-
Atlanta. All right.
And we are back. So, water genasi don't mess with people on land. Was being said by somebody in the bar there as she, with her, flowing blue hair and crystal clear blue eyes, heads over to the bar and gets herself a order of tea and some biscuits for the morning.
Blue eyes now?
Yes.
Does she still have her book?
Blue.
She
hair?
is carrying her book with her.
Is it the same book?
Make a perception check.
Ooh, not bad. 19 plus something. What's my perception? Plus 2. 21.
Anyone?
Yeah, I mean, it's an interesting looking book. Same kind of cover on the front. It's got an elven female with red hair, and it's got a half elf with brown hair and this kind of reddish brown beard, and it's called The Roommate with the Red Beard.
No. So it's not the same.
No.
No.
Yeah.
Like,
Just catching the tiny little extra bit of red on the cover as she's walking in. Hold on a fucking minute. It's a different book.
This is not right. This is not correct.
Something very weird is going on here.
Hey, Gabby, what did you say your last name was again? I'm sorry, it slipped my mind.
Gabel de Santos. That's me.
Descent. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I look at myself. Am I still pink and blue?
Yep.
Do I suddenly have a red beard?
I mean, on the camera, it's been there for a while. But... no, you don't. You don't suddenly have a red beard.
Okay.
Okay. Look for Diggin. Does he look different?
Dickon actually comes out from the back and sets down wine glasses for everyone. Why are you guys acting so weird?
I want to cast Charm Person on Dagon.
He looks the exact same. Something goes wrong when you try to cast a spell. You perform the right movements, the right incantations, and the spell just kind of disappears into the air in front of you.
Dickon just stares at you.
Did you do that? No, you don't know magic.
I try to shock Tarak, who's sitting next to me. Just no damage, just see if it happens.
Drop, you get zapped.
Why would you do that?
Well, first you were making fun of me, but second I wanted to see if all magic was cancelled.
I want to try pop in Astrid.
Nothing happens.
Fuck. And try and pop her in outside of the tavern.
You hear a little poof. A little bit of a poof.
Just like mental link with her.
There's nothing to mentally link with.
Oh, fuck. Oh no, that's bad. I can't.
What?
Oh, I'm sure it's all in your head, Soren. I'm sure that it's not like there's something that would only specifically affect you and no one else in this strange tavern, Soren.
I'm getting what you're putting down. You're very, very subtle. Yes.
Soren, the hair on the back of your neck.
Is one of my strong suits.
The hair on the back of your neck rises a little bit, Soren, as somebody opens the front door. But just another tavern patron. The Tabaxi's back.
No, I thought that was them. Is my cat still just like wandering around outside?
Nope, she's not there.
Oh God.
Hey, excuse me. I tried to flag down the tabaxi.
Yeah, he walks over.
Hi.
Yes.
Did you spend the night here, or are you coming back for breakfast?
Oh, yes, I stayed, but I just popped out for the evening. Is there something you need?
Oh no, I was just wondering if you didn't spend the night here. Where did you stay?
Well, I stayed here, but I had an errand early this morning, and I left for...
What were you out doing?
Business?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm just curious about the affairs of this area.
Oh, I mean, most people here are travelers, trying to find their way.
And
How did
where are
you-
traveling
How did you
from?
arrive to this place?
I'm sorry. Why these... My questions are really exhausting. I need to go lie down. But he kind of shakes his head a little bit and heads up the stairs.
Can I follow him?
Sure. Are you trying to sneak behind him or just like walking right
Yeah.
behind him?
Quietly. Just, I'm gonna go follow after that. That's weird.
So, yeah, we're just going to take
Excuse me,
your
yeah.
passive stealth as you walk behind him, and if he turns and looks at you, I'll have you roll stealth check to see if you become settled.
Okay.
But you kind of tail him, and he looks a little tired. He kind of puts his hand against the wall, grabs his head, pulls out a key, opens up a room that none of you had slept in right before at the end of the hall on the far left, and goes inside.
Can I? Can I try and get a peek into the room as he goes in? Like, see if he has like traveling equipment, if he has like weapons, if he has like just what he has in there, or if it's just a room.
There's a traveler's backpack with a bedroll attached to it, as if he's someone that travels frequently, and you see him, the door's half open as he just flops on the bed.
Okay. Quietly go back downstairs and like lock eyes with Max across the room. Right. So, your little medallion thing of mind reading, does it still work?
Yeah.
Okay. There's someone upstairs. He's asleep. I don't know if mind reading works when you're asleep, but he said
I
he
don't
got
see why.
tired. I don't know.
All right.
But he said he got tired from us asking questions. That's not normal behavior.
Maybe
Would you be
he's
able to read?
narcoleptic. Or maybe this place is cursed or magic.
I'm going with that one. Would you be able to read his thoughts?
I'll
while
try.
he's asleep?
I mean, I don't see why not. I mean, everyone's always thinking.
Soren, you hear the
Right.
doorbell as the door opens. No. It's the two halfling males walk in together.
Yeah, I'll show you where the man is
You
sleeping. Let's go.
expecting someone to come in?
Of course. Meeting
Who?
them for lunch.
Who are we
I-
meeting for lunch?
My family?
Um,
Let's go see this guy.
did Tarak hear that as well?
I mean, you guys were kind of near the same table, sure. Probably listening in on because Soren was talking about what was
I
going
very
on. Sure.
inconspicuously turn around and go, you're meeting your family. So
Yes, they're
your wife
meeting us
and
for lunch.
father? You're meeting them here for lunch?
Yes.
Why would they be here?
Food is good. I don't know.
No, in the cavern. Why would they be here?
Make a wisdom saving throw, Soren.
Shit, natural one. Is it plus anything? It doesn't matter. It's a fucking
Nope.
one.
You feel a little bit thirsty, like your throat's kind of parched and pinched a little bit.
Need some coffee when we get back downstairs. No, my daughter is incredibly gifted. All right, she's very capable of getting my wife and I around where we need to go when we need to go places. Come on. I want to see what this man is thinking. I'm just
Okay.
like marching up the stairs.
Is this you trying to mess with me again? Or. Because I know that you were not taking me seriously back there. Are you making fun of me?
No. No.
So you actually
honestly,
think families coming to meet you?
Yes.
So, and you know that is not possible, right?
Oh, you're up here too. Oh.
Yeah, I wait
what?
for him to come over.
Yeah.
Why would that not be possible?
Because they probably don't know how to get here, and even if they, I mean, I shouldn't have to explain this to you.
I thought you were the smart one.
I'm very smart. How dare you? No, Sarai's an incredibly gifted student. She's very, very adept. She's learning quickly, and they'll be here for lunch.
No,
Do we want to get to the bottom of why this man is so tired?
Do
after
you
asking-
not remember how we got here?
What do I remember? We walked.
How we got to the cavern in the first place?
Well, yes, of course. We teleported first, and then we walked.
Right. So you think they will just teleport here the same way we did?
I told you, she's very good.
Diggin comes up from behind. hands
Upstairs?
Soren water. Yeah, upstairs. Hands Joel water. Hands Tark a plate of food.
Coffee, if you don't mind, actually, Diggin. Thank you.
Absolutely. But Tarek
Tark.
seemed to be a little angry. Can hear you from downstairs. Have some food.
Who?
Oh, Tarak. Sorry.
Tarak. Oh, Tarak is up.
Tarak's
Oh,
right here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm handing you food.
I'm.
You're feisty. We can hear you downstairs.
Very well. The food is wonderful here.
Wait, what do you
I'll be
mean?
back
we
with the
can
coffee.
hear you downstairs. He's being very
Yes.
normal.
We only have to last until noon. That is when she'll get here and take us away. Okay.
And I'll run
Tarak
down and grab
kind of-
some coffee.
Yeah. Starts munching while he's standing there.
I will go read Sporchbaxy's mind, I guess. Alright, you're better at opening doors subtly, so why don't you...
It's half open. It's just sitting there half open, a jar.
Okay,
I'll sneak in.
I
just
peer in, and not invasive, I try to read his thoughts.
He is just exhausted. You get just the overwhelming sense of being exhausted and tired and drained. Can't get enough sleep. He's just beat.
He's just really tired. I would like to try to read his mind fully.
Sure.
Mid.
Yeah, there's no resistance. Yeah, there's zero resistance. Incredibly exhausted, very tired, can't seem to get any energy. No matter how much he eats and drinks, he can't find the strength to keep moving. And his throat's really parched. He's really thirsty.
I touch mine.
You're fine. You're fine.
Right, but I remember feeling that way. And I bring that up to Soren, who also looks thirsty when something weird happens.
Yes, I suppose it's normal to be thirsty after a while.
Yes, but it's not normal after being talked about. After we're confused about something, after we're told something that we don't believe, we suddenly get thirsty.
That's a fair point.
Perhaps you're just overthinking it. Tarax is between bites. Do not look at me like that. You drank your fair share last
I
night.
drank nothing last night.
Oh, that's right. You did drink nothing. At least you say so. You act like
I watched her the whole time. She didn't have a drop.
Yeah.
Despite Diggins' insistent efforts. Where is he with my coffee, by the way?
You feel an insanely horrifying presence as you, Soren, immediately turn around and Diggin is standing directly behind you with a cup of coffee.
Gods, you're quiet. Fine. Thank you. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. And he starts to pour and just keeps pouring, looking at you and keeps pouring, and it just starts to overflow a little bit.
I'll just pull back. That's good. Thank you.
Welcome. Turns and heads downstairs.
He's being weird, isn't he? He's being very weird.
We're all being a little weird right now.
Being weird? Perfectly normal.
Yeah. You are insisting that you are going to meet your wife and your stepdaughter for lunch.
Yes.
Here.
This is a cute place, and they like having lunch in cute little cafes and taverns.
Maximil, make a survival check for me.
It's a family thing. You wouldn't understand.
Another wisdom thing! 12.
Yeah, it's getting close to noon.
Oh! Illyria should be here soon.
Good.
I rush downstairs and peer out the door and kind of sit out there looking around. Is she there?
As a side note, Doran, you're downstairs, and at this point, Jaquel has come over and started talking to you again, and you see Maximil making her way towards the door.
As I see her make her way toward the door, I just like, what are you doing? Get away from there. Come here, quickly.
What? No, I'm... Illyria's gonna come back.
You have to get away from the door.
No, I don't. Illyria is coming back.
Maximil, it is not safe.
Oh, what's
Get
not
over here.
safe?
Why is it not
Something-
safe? It's a door.
Something's coming. Something is coming, and we must stay away from the door.
Illyria's coming. She's coming back.
No, something is out there. They have gotten to her already, and now they're coming for us. We have to stay inside and away from the door.
How do you know that?
Lord,
You've been here the
calm
entire time.
It's a feeling I have. We have
Well,
to
let's
stay away
go
from
on.
the door.
Let's go on hard evidence rather than feelings for once.
Tarak looks at Doran and he looks at Max and kind of whispers to her, Maximil, something strange is happening to our companions. You and I seem to be the only ones unaffected.
Yeah, it seems you and I are the only ones unaffected.
Perhaps we can reason it out.
Illyria's gonna come back, and she will tell us everything that's going on. She just went out to check on the camp, and she'll be back soon. She'll be back by noon.
No, there's definitely
No, that's
something
she's
out there.
coming. She's coming tomorrow. If we're not.
No, she's coming this afternoon. She's coming back. I mean, she went out to go check on the camp, and she's coming back.
Wait,
Yeah, that's what she told
Perhaps-
us. She told all of us that.
perhaps
Did you
I'm
guys
the
must
only
have drank
one.
a lot. Oh yeah, Mr. Oh, I wake up unsober or re-sobered.
But Soren is right. She is coming after we spent the night here. We told her that.
Right, so she'll be here tomorrow.
No, she's gonna be here today, noon. That's when she said she'd be back.
We spent the night
No, we
here.
just
yes,
got here.
but- No, we spent the night here, Soren.
What? When?
Last night. I don't you remember?
When he had his fun time with the Goliath lady.
Oh, my cat's back.
Need everybody to make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, jeez.
Come on, kitty, help me out with my luck. Hey! Natural 20! Plus something. 2 plus 2, 22.
Natural 20!
I got a 13.
Thank you, kitty.
Wait, are we all rolling?
Everybody.
Everyone.
Yeah.
Oh. Sorry, I didn't catch that.
13 plus
3.
14 from Tarak.
Thorin, what was yours?
22.
Thorin and Doran. You guys kind of watch as your friends talking start to become convinced that we just gotta wait a little bit longer. Whether it's through your convincing or some external influence. The rest of you guys just got here. It's time to settle in for a good night at the tavern and enjoy some good food and get some rest.
Oh, right.
Wait, so if we made our saves, we still think that we're...
There's a bit of a
Or
weird
if we, well,
time ripple.
okay.
The rest of them for about the next hour are just kind of talking about, like, specifically Thorin Maximil, Tarak, and Diggin brings them food, and they kind of decide, yeah, we should sit down and get something to eat. And they seem more interested in having something to eat and drink and relaxing.
I don't know if I want to have anything to eat. We did say that this tavern was strange.
This place is growing on me. I may have been a little harsh in my judgment. You should try it.
No, but you said just earlier that we shouldn't.
Tarak takes a swig of the ale. Quite good and refreshing. We've had a rough few days. It will be good for us to rest.
Soren, something is not right here.
I
She
agree.
hasn't taken a single copper from us the entire time we've been here. This is not an inn. No business doesn't take money. That's the whole point. You give them money, they give you goods. Nice look around and see where, what's her name is?
Fight.
Not Sapphire, Jasmine.
Yeah. You see her come back from behind the bar, the large half-orc woman. And she's like, yeah, you need something, love. I'll get you anything. Got a bit of tea on in the back here. I'm glad I got digging, because it's just been me this whole time running this place, so thanks for loaning me your buddy.
No, wait a minute. There was an ogre here.
What?
What?
There was a big ogre man who was working here.
Ah,
Yeah,
not that I can remember.
Digging comes
Can I
from the
insight
back with
check that?
drinks. Sets down ale, a water for Maximil, and an ale for Tarak.
Can I insight check the not that I remember thing?
Yeah, sure.
Not bad. 15 plus stuff.
I mean, the body language screams truth.
23.
It sticks out in your mind that what she's saying is false, just because you've heard differently yesterday and you clearly remember it, having previously had a conversation with her and seeing somebody here. The day and time that it occurred is lost to the annals of your memory, but you know that this woman had help at some point, and now that help is digging. And you can't quite put your finger on when it happened, but her body language and the way she's talking to you is completely honest.
So I fear the longer we are here, the more our minds will change.
I have a terrible idea. Do you want to help?
I've heard worse things. What do you got?
Going to burn this place down. We can go somewhere else for lunch. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean,
You've got fire. I've got fire. What do you say?
The large Azamar woman walks back over to you, Doran, claps a hand on your shoulder. Oh, my buddy's gonna be staying right here with me. I mean, he's been a fine companion for me. I love having you back here. Let me get you a drink,
Hey,
Doran.
No,
Gee.
no.
No.
Hold on.
No. You were not Ismar yesterday, this morning. I don't know.
You're a Goliath.
Doran, can you make a wisdom saving throw, please? Doran, can you make a wisdom saving throw, please?
Not great. 14.
17.
Doran, you're here to have a good time. You know, relaxing here, Doran, is kind of something that'll take a load off that scary feeling outside the door. It seems like everybody's pretty safe, and, you know, Jaquel, the fine woman that's come here to greet you and have a good time at the bar, sounds like a safe bet for the evening. Soren, you said a 16?
14.
14. You know, this definitely seems like the type of place your daughter would like. You know, and your wife would really appreciate being able to try the great cuisine here. Maybe you stay here and wait for them. Lunch is past, but tomorrow's lunch is right around the corner. And you might be a day early. And it's possible that you misread the day and they're supposed to meet you tomorrow.
I'm sorry. So do we know that last night happened? Or are our memories just like, yeah, we just got to the tavern? Or is there
You all
some inkling
think something may have happened before. You're not sure when you walked in, but I'm pretty sure you're staying here at least tonight.
Okay.
You know, someone told you they're gonna meet you here tomorrow, and
Yeah.
you have the business to tend to tomorrow. But tonight is drinks and revelry. And Gabelle sits with her glass of wine, reading a book. Her red hair
I'll go over and-
blowing and blending near the fire, and licking the flames as a fire genasi, and that magic that kind of comes off of her reaches out and touches behind her.
She was airy.
No, she's just water.
Go over and chat with her. ask her about her family?
Oh, it's very good to see someone that is from the homeland. I haven't seen many people from Ashihoya for some time now.
Look at myself.
You look
Back in
normal.
her- Okay. Yeah.
I'm reading this most eclectic collection of stories from the homeland. You know, the knight with the red hair and sands. It's something about the twisting of time and this weird place that he has taken off to. It's quite an interesting book.
Did I see that book?
Well, I'm finishing reading it tonight. I'm almost done. It's such a good book.
Would you mind reading a bit of it out loud? You have a very soothing voice.
Oh, I would love to read the book for you. Would you like to have a glass of wine with me by the fire while we read?
Oh, maybe just one.
She pours this glass of pink rosé and slides it over to you. She begins to read from the book, and it's a thrilling, dramatic adventure. She's near the climax of the story as the hero finds himself in the twisting caverns beneath the flame-red sands of some far distant place. Make an insight check for me.
Yeah. I'm great at those. That's 9.
You get caught up in the story. The wine starts to flow a little more heavily. Something tickles at the back of your mind, and you just get lost in her soothing voice. Something from the homeland, and a story that reminds you of tales you heard around campfires, parked out underneath the great walking cities of Ashihoya, among the trade caravans that would stop for the evening, gathered up telling campfire stories to everybody, and you find yourself at peace, and the rest of you see as Maximil starts to get lost in the story and drift off to sleep early in the evening. Doran, Jaquel, has a wonderful evening with you of tales of battle. She shows you very interesting sword technique, and the two of you clear a few tables aside, and she encourages you to spar with her for a time. And you feel pretty compelled that it's a safe place to be.
Yeah, it's fine. There's nothing wrong here. We got food, we've got drink, we've got friends. It's not too shabby.
You see Doran spar with the Asimar woman for a time. They enjoy drinks and laughs together, Tarak and Soren, as you watch from the other side of the room, losing yourselves briefly in the story that's being read to a sleeping Maximil, and watching as Doran begins to drink more ale and find himself in a bit of a stupor as the Asimar woman says, "It's lucky to have someone walk into the first blossom and just be a light in my life for a time. You all excuse us."
It's the second blossom.
Or is it the second bosom? We
Yeah.
couldn't quite decide. No, it's the
Doran,
second blossom.
you find yourself lost in the golden eyes of a very tall and beautiful Asimar woman who leads you the direction upstairs. Are you following?
We've done this before, have we? I think tonight I'm going to try and stay with my friends.
Oh, at least keep me company. Had a few to drink in a long time on the road myself.
Diggin kind of bumps into the back of him, holding a tray, hands out a nice tankard, ornate, beautiful. Enjoy, my friend.
Thank you, Diggin.
We've been partying and traveling for some time. Take a load off.
The fuck you mean we? You've been working this entire time. Which,
You're not
good
there.
job.
You're not there.
I thought we were still downstairs.
No, they're off in the corner, right?
They're
Or no,
nearish
how
enough to...
close we are.
No, I thought we were
There's-
kind of out in the open.
they're nearish enough that Soren could maybe hear it, and Diggin would pick up on the scoffing. What do you mean we from the background?
I just look over there. Me and you. And points to everybody. We.
That feels weird.
Soren, are you enjoying the drinks at the tavern tonight?
No, just coffee in the morning.
Oh, this is evening time now. You're
Okay, so yeah,
past
no,
lunch.
just,
Evening has come. Whiskey and ales available. The bard stops by. Lamber, the tongued liar, says, "My friend, I've got many songs of Busat. If you'd like to hear one while you wait, have a drink. Enjoy yourself."
Just hard no. No, that he's waiting.
Wait.
What do you know? I'm from Busat.
I know a few songs from Busat.
No,
Some-
not what I said. Why do you know I'm from Busat?
Well, that's what you
Carry
told
no
me.
markings of that place on me.
Yeah, we talked about it. We talked about it sometime. When did we talk about it? He sits into a chair and starts to think.
Does he look the same?
He does. Slumps back and goes, I'm thirsty.
Yes.
And
Aren't
he
we all?
leans back into his chair and falls asleep. The rock, Doran, you were given a tankard, and an Asimar stands at the top of the stairs, a hand out, beckoning you to keep her company.
On a normal night, I don't think I would hesitate, but I'm afraid of something, and I should stay to protect my friends.
There's nothing to fear now. We're safe. We can keep each other safe, and should we hear anything, I hear that there's an ogre on the employ here, and they may be able to defend us.
No, but Jasmine said that she'd never had an ogre.
Jasmina? The barmaid?
Jasmine, the barmaid.
Yeah, Jasmine, the barmaid.
Kelly, you remember the ogre? You arm wrestled him, yes?
Yeah. Org, I arm wrestled him yesterday, and we had a good night, and now I just ask that you keep a lonely Asimar company as she prepares maybe once more to travel home.
But last night you were
Just
yes.
come keep me company for a time, and you can go back to sleep in your own room. I just wish to have friendly conversation while I fall asleep.
Yeah, you're probably right. Okay, I maybe you just need some rest with you. He goes up and follows her.
Drak and Thorin
Mm.
need a Constitution saving throw.
Come on. Not bad. 13 plus some stuff. 16.
12.
Drak, you have been enjoying the libations and the food all evening. You've probably eaten more than you have in months. Stomach distends slightly and you feel incredibly full and sated, and there's a pillow near the table stacked with some blankets. It seems natural to grab those and kind of rest your head for a while.
The rock just feels very comfortable in the place, and the music and the warmth of the hearth and just the overall atmosphere just seems very comforting to him, especially after the latest revelations about meeting his uncle, and as all those things, those thoughts are going through his head, his mind just drifts off to sleep.
I'm the
Thorin,
last one awake.
you get a good look around at the tavern as your friends are all finding their way to sleep. You keep thinking that somebody's walking in the front door. You're expecting them to come in and visit you. They're supposed to come to lunch today, and they didn't.
It's been a day early.
You recall that they were supposed to come to lunch the day before, too. And your vision
2 days early.
blurs and shifts. You're looking around the tavern at your friends who are all sleeping, and she can feel your eyes are closed. You shake your head a bit, and you feel the pinch in your throat. It's not that you're thirsty. No, it's like food stuck in the back of your throat. You cough, and you find your tongue gagged against the inside of your mouth. You try to look around the room again, and you find your head won't move from side to side. You feel your arms, even though you're sitting at the table with that cup of coffee. You're looking at your hands, but your arms are limp at their side. You can feel the coolness of stone, the roughness of the rock against your forearms and the sides of your hands. You smell the mustiness of an old basement. And something sour, fetid, unwashed skin for day. No. You smell rot of death and decay. I need you to make a wisdom saving throw at advantage.
Oh, thank God.
Come on, come on, come on.
First one was a natural 1, second one's a 19 for a total of 21.
Nice.
Nice.
Trock, do you have dark vision?
I do.
Sorry, Soren, do you have dark vision? I looked at Trock. You blink and look at your friends in the tavern, and it disappears in front of you as your eyes open. You're looking at a dark basement, and you immediately begin choking. There is a tentacle down your throat with a large barb stabbing through this middle of your neck. You can feel it wrapped around your spine. And you quickly unsheath your dagger and slice at the tentacle. Grab and pull it out of your mouth. And you hear a screeching from another room.
Second one.
And you look around quickly.
Do I see anyone else?
You see a large ogre, decayed, dead next to you.
Shit.
You see Doran against the wall with a tentacle down his throat. And a Goliath.
Cut that one as quick as I can.
You see next to him a tabaxi who looks emaciated, almost completely decayed, as if they've not eaten in weeks.
Just
And you cut the
going
one
around
on
the room as best I can, cutting all of the tentacles, trying to kick Doran, like, kind of just like in the hip, just like, hey, come on. Pull the thing out if I can, like.
Doran, you are
need to go.
dreaming, asleep, dreaming of drowning, of choking on water and wetness down your throat. You're not able to wake up.
I'm gonna take
You
my
look-
dagger.
You can see the tentacles running
Stab it
along
into his
the...
thigh.
Okay. And you look as well, the tentacles run along the ceiling through this basement to another room, up some stairs. With the stabbing in the thigh, Doran, I need you to make a wisdom save at advantage.
Ooh, all right.
I'm sorry.
And Doran, I need you to roll damage against Doran.
Okay.
That is a 19 on the die with a +2 is 21.
Yes, 1 on the D4, so 6 damage total.
You take 6 points of piercing damage, and you wake up and start gagging, and you can feel the piercing of the barb in the back of your throat as you pull this tentacle out, and you see the long curved needle with venom dripping from the end of the tentacle.
I still just have my dagger in your, in your leg, just...
And piercing pain from your leg.
What the shit? Sorry,
I'm sorry, it's the only way to get you awake.
What the hell's going on? Oh,
Get your sword. We need to go. We need to go now.
You glance around the room briefly,
Anyone else?
and you see a shining silver arm from below the decayed ogre.
Like a digging arm?
A little dark, but you're not quite sure.
Metal arm. That might be digging. We gotta... Oh, God. Fucking huge.
I'll try and help.
Can you... Okay. I'm just like, drop and just...
Made you do... Doran, go ahead and make a strength check at advantage with Soren's aid.
All right. Strength is so just a check, right? Not a save. So it's a +5.
Just a check.
As we're lifting his body, can I, like, kind of scan around the room and see if I see anyone else?
That is a 16, if I'm doing my math right. 11
You
plus
manage
5,
to
16?
lift the decayed ogre and pull Diggin free from under the body.
Dig in. Please be awake. Please don't be dead.
There seems to be some strange, small, tentacled creature wrapped around the legs near the back access panel that was discovered before. And you can hear screeching and movement upstairs just as something moves above you.
I want to just try and, like, wrench it out of the panel. Just kind of tip of the knife, just... and see if I can get it out.
You pry out this fleshy stack that looks about the size of an octopus's head. And there's long tentacles with spiny tendrils coming off the end of it. And then unsettlingly humanoid face underneath, looking back at you with piercing black eyes and a sharp beak that snaps out as you stab at it. This one is very small, but it has the same style of tentacles as they try to reach out and go for your throat.
Holding it at a distance, I just want to take the knife and just really slowly drive it in.
It
Like, right into the eye.
squirms, and the tentacles shudder. Venom shoots out the ends of the tentacles, and it falls limp in your hands. And Diggin, you activate.
I'll put it in my bag. Just as evidence of, like, what the fuck is this? I've never seen this before. Science.
Science.
Where are we?
Somewhere worse than hell. We need to go. We need to find everyone else.
We need to cut these people free, right?
If we can. Yes, that one's definitely gone. The furry one might still be savable, though.
What's the state of the other victims?
The ogre is completely dead. There is a tabaxi down there. I said the Asimar, but she's not here. It's the tabaxi only.
You cut him free. If he doesn't wake up, little jab in the leg. It hurts, but it gets him out, as you can tell. I'm going to look for everyone else. And if you hear screaming, leave them. Come for me.
Dickon will immediately get up, take out his dagger, slice whatever's in its mouth, and stab the tabaxi in the leg.
Tabaxi, roll damage.
Boop-a-doo, boop-a-doo, damage.
Yes!
5 points of
Minimum
piercing.
damage.
We love to see it.
He had 6 hit points left.
Yes!
Yes.
He wakes up. Oh! Oh! Oh!
You are not safe.
He just passes out.
Diggin will just turn and go up the stairs.
You
Do we
guys
see
head
anybody else upstairs?
You head up the stairs, following the tentacles that are writhing as they retreat. And immediately, on the side of the room next to where this decayed wooden bar covered in dust and cobwebs, you see Maximiel and Tarak, each leaning against the wall with a tentacle undulating down their throats. You follow them and trace them to the ceiling and see a massive, bulbous, fleshy head with dark humanoid eyes and a large, gnashing beak looking back at you and screeching as the other tentacles move up and stab into a strange pillar on the interior of the house made of purple spined flesh that holds up a central support of the tavern. There are 5 or 6 of these tentacles stabbed into the central spire of this tavern. The remaining 2 or 3 of them went downstairs, and the remaining 2 are in the mouths of Tarak and Maximiel.
Can we move without this thing immediately stabbing at us? Like, does
It
it
is
seem like it has...
screeching and watching you. And I need you guys to make intelligence saving throws. The 3 of you.
Ooh.
25, natural 20, bitches.
Is this a charm effect?
No, this is an attack.
Okay. So 17 plus intelligence save, you said?
Yep.
24.
Doran,
Oh, yeah,
you
I'm
take
sick.
17 points of psionic damage as this thing screeches and you feel the racking pain inside your mind and your eyes phase slightly and you start to lose focus of the room around you and you see flashes of a bright tavern, people enjoying meals and talking, all at a pace much faster. You're instantly hit with hours of conversation and meals, and immediately it's gone. The
Oh,
Is that
creature,
taking me damage for a successful save?
I'm
Nope.
gonna draw my sword and cut the one tentacle that's in Maximiel's mouth.
I'll get Turok. Just see if I can, like, very gingerly just, like, kind of nudge him and see if he wakes up. Instead of waking stabbing
Maximiel
people.
and Tarak make a wisdom saving throw.
Come on.
Sorry, guys.
Big money, big money.
9.
Damn
What
it.
is it?
10.
Plus 1, 11.
I am going to expend. No, it's an ability check, not a
Not a save.
saving throw.
They both remain unconscious.
Diggin in that time will like come up from the stairs and just say,
Wait. Sorry. Can Tarak use his inspiration to reroll?
I don't think
Yes,
we
he
have
can.
Inspiration.
Tarak does.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
All right. Big money, big money.
When did we get inspiration?
Oh.
Tarak's
While
got it.
ago.
I trust him.
Social stuff.
Yeah.
I don't remember, but he's got it on his.
What was
Oh
that?
no!
okay,
Oh no!
Oh,
that's all right. I'm acting as I was going to anyways. He turns around the corner and just says, "There's no time," and throws daggers into both of their legs.
Fair point. And
You both wake up immediately screaming. Diggin, I need you to roll damage on each of them.
oh no!
First one, Maximiel. Second one's my offhand.
Maximiel,
Tarak.
8 points piercing damage. Tarak 4 points as you both wake up screaming and choking as you're pulling tentacles out,
Oh,
and there's daggers in your leg.
well,
Hold
that's
that.
taken care of. Welcome to hell. Kill the thing.
and I'll just
out!
I'll just turn and fire
Looks
if I
around.
can. Yeah, go ahead.
What is happening?
Let's go!
Tarak grabs his quarterstaff and holds on to Maximil and
Soren,
Alright,
how do you kill this thing? It's fairly defenseless.
I want to try and shoot Scorching Ray at it.
You hit it with all three. You can describe how you kill this thing.
So you said it has a humanoid face?
Yes. With
Okay.
a
One in each
octopus-like
eye?
beak.
One in each eye, one right in the forehead. Just kind of slight aiming, different shiz blow. Pop, pop. Just
Pop, pop, pop.
It immediately screeches in pain and slithers, its tentacles bursting into flames. The last of the venomous pieces rip out of the central spire, and you hear the entire tavern. And all of you need to make a dexterity saving throw as the floor shifts as you all start to stand up and move.
Hey, Ted.
nice. 19 plus stuff. What's my dex save?
Hey, 19. All right.
20 something. I don't even know. 27.
that's a 15.
18 or lower. 18 or
Yeah.
lower, you take 4 points of damage as the entire room shifts towards the door and you all slide and slam into the wall.
Ow!
So there's still that like spinal column thing that's still there?
The entire room is shifting to this purple and spiny color.
We need to go. We need to go now. We need to leave. We need to leave. Where's the door?
So first, now that you're all coming to and awake and exhausted, everybody takes a level of exhaustion for the remainder of these encounters. Except for Diggin.
Ooh,
Because he's immune to it.
Tarak yanks the dagger out of his thigh and holds it to Diggin. I believe this is yours.
As the room is shifting and leaning forward.
Towards what? Can we see if it's leaning towards something?
The door, and the door flies open, and the entire tavern violently shakes and expels the group of you. And the
Okay.
remaining piece of this entity, this strange tentacled creature, just flops on the ground next to you.
Oh.
You look back to the tavern as these 4 massive thighs erupt out from the sides and plant huge feet into the ground, and the entire tavern steps up. The 2 window sets at the front looking out over you shift into yellow eyes with large black cat-like pupils, and the entire banister on the front porch shifts into large gnashing teeth and looks down at the lot of you.
Uh-huh.
Run. Run. We need to run.
Yeah.
It takes a massive step forward. A long purple tongue lashes out and licks Soren on the side of the face.
Huh?
Diggin rips the dagger out of Maximil's thigh.
It's like licking me?
It gave you a lick on the side of the face.
I look up at its eyes and like see if I can determine like intent or emotion or anything like that.
Make
Said
an
it has
insight
eyes,
check.
right? Okay.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. 16 plus 8, I think. 20 something. 20, I can't do math. 16 plus 8 is 20 something. I don't know. It's a lot.
It appears, just looking into its eyes, to be exhausted. Whatever this creature is. Make an Arcana check.
Okay. 14 plus stuff. 7, 21.
Rock. Oh, sorry.
So just like put one of my daggers away and like pet the
Tarak
side of
drills
its
back.
tongue.
He turns to Maximil. Perhaps it is not our enemy. Can you read its mind?
Yep, I go and read its thoughts with my thing.
Those were supposed to be at disadvantage.
Surface level at first.
Yep, at disadvantage. Let's see
Okay,
here.
so
Yeah.
it was an insight check. So it's instead of that it would be 21, and the Arcana is 15.
Insight check 21. This thing is exhausted. And with a 15, you have heard of mimics, but you have never seen one this sized.
It was a mimic tavern.
It was a mimic.
Didn't we literally say that right before we
You
got in?
did, yes. Last session, you're like, yeah, watch this be a mimic tavern.
Well, freaking Sarah said it like right as it was happening.
It takes 2 large thundering steps forward and leans in close to you, Soren. You see its front shift, the tongue goes away and recedes, and it turns into a doorknob, or a door, again to the tavern. You see the tongue come out from a new side of the tavern, reaches around and plucks the doorknob off, and then drops this slimy, sloppy doorknob at your feet. Stretches up to its full height and walks to the east and starts to leave.
There's still a person in there, guys.
Thank you.
I don't know this, but there's still a person in there.
Welcome.
Oh.
It's too late.
Yeah.
I mean,
We
it's
didn't grab
terrible,
him, so
but
it's-
I don't think he was going to make it anyway. He looked like he was barely hanging on. What is this? I put the daggers away and pick up the doorknob.
It is a levered doorknob, so not a circular one, but a lever, right? And it's just this doorknob with kind of 2 little pins on the end of it that are attached to a door.
What do we do with this? What is this? Fuck it.
Maybe it opens doors. I mean, that's what doorknobs do.
Yeah,
I thought adventuring would be so much simpler.
perhaps it is a key of sorts. Perhaps you're right.
That's
Yeah.
that's what I mean. Doorknobs open doors. Maybe it's in like one of those skeleton keys, and it can open several doors or something.
My wife and daughter are actually not going to believe this. I know they're not coming, but
Oh, that's good.
Okay.
Yeah,
this is
It's good. to
we
know.
should probably. What time is it?
The lights
Oh,
are
that's a good
on.
question.
You have no idea.
it's weird o'clock. I don't know.
We should find our traveling party.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh god, what if they're not alive? Oh, how long has it been? We have no idea. It doesn't matter. Let's go find them.
What happened?
Yeah.
I-
What happened?
Think we all
Um,
fell victim to some kind of parasite.
Hmm.
Some sort of invasive something. Do you remember anything from in there?
You guys
In where?
Diggin doesn't remember, sorry, but for the rest of you, you clearly remember 3 or 4 days passing inside of that place.
Okay. Yeah,
I just wanted to be clear. Sorry. Yep. Go ahead.
Oh boy.
So, I think it was a biological effect, so lucky you. You don't have biology, I suppose. But we were invaded by some sort of mind-altering parasite, and
It created some sort of an alternate reality for us, that we were in a tavern enjoying ourselves.
but it couldn't keep
Yeah.
details correct, and it was changing constantly. And
Yes, perhaps it just couldn't keep up the illusion.
I pressed to digitize my tongue to taste like mint.
instead,
If I could get some of that too, Maximil, I would very much appreciate
The rest of you, yes, it's a very disgusting, bitter taste.
That is not what happened.
what do you remember?
What do you remember?
You all walked to this tavern,
Yes.
but then fell over.
Oh,
And
how did you
when
end up inside?
we went up there, everything turned off.
Oh, for you, like you turned off.
Yes,
Oh,
went
perhaps
to
not
black.
strictly, perhaps not strictly biological, but magical.
Something.
And
It
This
was
is
hosting itself inside of that mimic building.
It was feeding off of the mimic too. That's what it seemed like.
I think it thanked me in some perverse way.
It gave you a doorknob.
And
It's like a fingernail clipping.
Illyria, I hope she is well. She was supposed to meet us. Perhaps she was affected as well.
I don't
We should
know
go
if I
find her.
didn't
Bear the
see her
thought.
in there.
She didn't come in with us, so she should be, hopefully, fine.
Did you guys see her in there? Did
No.
you see any of the traveling party in there?
We
Oh.
saw the dead ogre and the almost dead tabaxi, and
Wait.
you two.
The
There-
bard.
There was an alive guy in there?
Yes.
Barely.
He looked like he had moments.
I don't know if alive is maybe the correct way to describe him, but he did wake up and then immediately pass out. So I don't know if he was just unconscious or dead.
Maybe it'll spit him out at some point. I mean, it didn't seem like it was intent on putting us back inside of its mouth.
Maybe it's vegetarian.
Let us discuss this later. Let's try to find our friends.
We
Walk
should
and talk.
try to
Let's go find them.
yes.
You spend
All right.
10 minutes walking, and you break into a clearing. Illyria, holding a bundle of sticks, they're like chunks of dry mushroom, looks up.
You fuckers!
How long have we been gone?
That was fast. 10 minutes is a very quick time to investigate a place like that.
You have no idea what happened to us.
I retract my sentence. That is... What?
We heard a little thundering, but we thought it might have been just the quake. They happen occasionally.
That was the whole
What did you-
goddamn building walking off.
What did you... Oh, what? We have
The
camp
building
being
was
set
some
up
kind of.
over here if
For
you'd
us.
like to come to camp.
Yes.
Please, God.
So, please,
Yeah.
I'm so thirsty.
I
And
need to sit and eat something.
cannot
I need
wait
something-
that damn fungus again.
Never thought I would miss mushroom burger.
You're all brought to the camp that they are just setting up for the night.
I help as much as possible. Like pitching
Yeah.
tents, fires, everything. Just like, come on, let's fucking go.
I'm taking a breather because I'm almost at half health and exhausted. I'm just like, nope, you go ahead, have fun.
You're all brought food. Illyria listens intently as you describe this strange shared experience.
Digging waves and helps.
I'll check in on Diggin at some point after we're finished, like setting up camp.
Again, not for nothing, but please don't help. Sit there and talk.
Yeah.
Just be quiet. Um,
It tormented us with horrible visions of you being helpful. No, I'm kidding. It's fine.
Noted.
But no, you don't remember anything from inside of there, do you?
No.
What do
Like
you
we
remember?
said.
Anything?
Yes.
Just went dark?
No. You all walked in
Fell over.
and fell over. When we came in, then it went dark. Then we woke up.
We meaning
we
Diggin.
meaning digging,
Mhm.
yes.
Yes. Dig
Like,
in.
what? Digging.
We woke up and saw friends and giant thing
Yes.
and looks down at himself,
And through
wishes
that,
off the gush.
Ugh.
Oh yes, we should clean you off a little bit here.
Yes, I think so.
And then we left that thing.
Well, you were fortunate to have missed out on a horrifying experience.
Noted.
Frustrating. I need sleep.
well, I do not think all parts of this experience were horrifying for Doran.
Oh yes, you
no,
got.
in hindsight, things are pretty horrifying. I don't want to think about what was going on.
I don't know. I heard your back crack that next morning. That sounded pretty
Yes.
impressive.
Hmm.
Hmm.
So, wait.
Dorian just swearing to himself under his breath in Draconic. Just,
Was,
I knew
was it
that.
real?
felt
So-
real.
Oh,
I don't want to think about it any more than that. Okay, listen, this was very weird. Let's make a pact. We never speak of this to anyone ever
Never
again,
happened.
including ourselves.
Never happened. We woke up inside of this weird thing. We all went dark. Diggin has the right idea. Everyone just blacked out. And then we woke up, and the tentacle monster was.
Oh,
We'll omit the details of that too, because
yes, I think so.
And then we valiantly and heroically slaughtered it and saved a building that was alive.
Was that before or after Doran made sweet love to the one-breasted Goliath woman?
Probably after.
Oh. Can I just punch Tarak in the arm?
We'll hash out the public relations elements of it later once we get back to our home. Please, God, let us get home.
As if I would let myself be distracted by such frivolities when we are on a very important mission. Come on now.
I thought my wife was going to be showing up.
That was weird.
Why did I think...
I think this thing tapped into our subconscious desires. You desire to see your wife and children. No, not like that.
Starts laughing.
You know what I mean, damn it.
So we know you have a type then.
You know
I'm going to shut
exactly
up
what
before I
you
eliminate
are.
further.
I understand. I have a type as well. It's very understandable.
Huh.
And Max apparently has
Well,
a
then what does it say
fondness for
about-
the elementals.
Well, that, and then what does it say about Max thinking the place was called the Second Bosom?
That is a good question.
Yes, the second puzzle. Explain that to us.
That was from Doran's lovemaking couple duo who said that, if I may. So that was your subconscious that put that into my subconscious.
Oh.
To be fair, my
That was
subconscious
some-
thinks about
that was-
bosom a lot, I guess.
there
But
was some
this is not the point.
cross
Listen.
And oh, bad on me for wanting to friend my own age.
It's very normal to have a exploratory phase at some point in your life.
Just saying, the bar was named after the Goliath or ASMR with only one boob. It was only
Yeah.
the second.
Yeah.
No, the bar was named after the bartender and then the bartender's mother. And she was a half-orc lady. Which, Tarak, why didn't...
She was an
Tarak,
orc
why
when you
didn't
arrived.
Yeah, she was an orc when we
She
got
was an
there.
orc. Oh.
She was.
That's
Wait,
why I
I
made the
thought-
joke of her being
It's one of
named,
those ones we
her being
miss.
the first blossom. She's
Yeah.
We all regale yourselves in your exhausted state with fresh mushroom cuisine around the fire, clean water, and a good night's rest.
Chicken brings everyone their own glass of water.
just stare at it like
It's like the end of the Twilight Zone.
As Diggin goes to hand Doran a glass of water, Doran just bats his hand away. No.
Soren,
yes.
Sorry.
what are we doing with that doorknob?
Can I identify it?
You may.
Detect magic or something?
Take the 10 minutes and identify whatever the fuck this weird trinket is.
The rest of you, if you're staying up to watch this after everyone has a nice meal and sits around and relaxes, and Soren remembers that, probably figure out what this thing is.
Yeah, it would be like around dinner time as we're kind of just sitting and
Yeah.
telling fun stories. Just pop the book out and just place the thing right in the middle and just.
You were gifted a wondrous item called the Hearth and
Okay.
Home knob. This object, once every 3 days, can be attached to a solid surface, and when it is, a doorway will appear. You can turn the handle, and you'll be teleported into the tavern of your mimic friend in an extra-dimensional space where you may take a long rest. The door and the handle remain visible on the exterior of the surface you placed it on, but when you walk out it the next day after your long rest, you can grab the handle after you close the door vanishes, and you can put it back in your pocket.
And it works every 3 days?
Every 3 days.
Yeah,
So
we're
just-
an extra dimensional tavern.
So just kind of sitting there as the ritual finishes, and I kind of just it clicks what this thing does. Oh, I almost stabbed it in the tongue. That's so sweet. We made a friend. And we can and I'll explain what it does.
And that's where we'll end tonight's episode.
Awesome.
Nice.
That was a good one.
Yeah.
Strong word, Ben. Strong word.
Fun.
Oh.
Gaslighting 101.
Yeah.
I know, really.
This was the gaslighting episode for sure.
I was in on it the whole time.
Josh
We know.
was because digging
You're
kids.
always in on it.
I'm always in on it. I'm digging it.
Well, I'm sure the questions will come up off stream, so we'll answer them here too. The bard had multiple changing names throughout the night.
Yeah, I caught the second one.
He was the silver-tongued liar, and then he was the sliver-tongued liar.
Yeah, I thought it was like a verbal hang-up at moment, but I was like,
Nope.
no, that's on purpose.
Yeah, and then he was the tongued liar, and then he would have been the silver harp and the sliver harp. His name would have
Yeah, I
changed.
caught-
All of the patrons of the inn were constructs inside of this mental prison, except for the ogre and the tabaxi.
Poor
Um,
Tabaxi.
I know.
The
He's gonna become very
ogre,
confused.
the
We
ogre
might see him
was
again.
was near death when you guys arrived, which is why he was so sluggish and weak. And then he died very soon after, as this creature released control of the ogre and started to feast on the rest of you.
That's why he was gone.
Yep, that's why he vanished after the first day. Gabel de Santos, she would have become Gabrielle had another day gone by, and Gabby. She was reading the roommate with the red hair, the roommate with the red beard, the flatmate with the red beard. She started with silver eyes and light blue hair, which obviously changed to white hair, to green eyes, then very clearly changing to a water genasi.
And then a fire genasi.
And then the fire genasi when everything was going downhill. The bard was Flambard. He called himself Flambert at one point. And then he called himself Flambin, and so he had different plays on Flam something. Jasmine was Jasmina. She would have been Yasmin at one point. And she was started as an orc and became a half orc, and she would have maintained as a half orc, except for one day she would have been a red half orc.
Oh.
Yeah. People would have kept knocking on the door to mess with Soren as they come in. Karak would have been given tons and tons of good food. There was occasionally like rapping, or the doorbell would ring and someone would come in just to make sure like there was a quick like knock to know that no one's behind the door as they're opening, like a polite gesture through the door. And every time Soren would like look up, and that was all just to mess with Soren. And then we had Jaquel Battleborn, or Brine, who was Jaquel Battlebrine. She was going to be Jaquel Battleborn, Jaquel Shieldborn, Jacqueline Shieldborn. She was a Goliath with black skin, or gray skin and black tattoos, then Abalaster skin with gray tattoos. Her tattoos changed the first night. She had 2 stripes over her eyes, and then she had a spiral on the right-hand side of her face. Yeah.
I
Oh.
didn't even notice that one. Yeah.
I thought it was just like 4 of her tattoo.
To be fair, I was post-coital, so I didn't.
Oh yeah, you were all messed up. But yep, the second Blossom Tavern became the second Bosom Tavern, and then it was the first Blossom, and then it would have been the first Bosom, and then it would have been the first Bosom Pub instead of the first Bosom Tavern. But final tallies for making it through. You know, we got a bunch of you guys really close to filling out your pies completely, but Soren was the first.
Oh, okay.
Doran was right behind him with Max and Turok very close on their heels. You guys were sharp. You guys were on it. But that's all we got for tonight. So we'll shut off the stream and go have fun chatting for a moment afterwards. But thanks everybody for watching, and have a good night.
Thank you.
Good night,
Bye.
everybody.
Bye, Bullet.
Bye, Pullet.